Hello and welcome, Bladers, to, yes, a Beyblading video. Go figure, of all things to do. Where in today's video, as I'm pretty sure you've noticed, I have made, somehow, this. I call it the Hatchet grip. Some people just call it Daichi's grip from G-Revolution. I also call it a masterpiece, because holy moly did I cook on this one. I mean, where do I even begin? I can't even capture this thing on frame. Also, yes, you might have noticed I'm in a bit of a different location. Don't ask too many questions about that, though. This video will serve mostly as an introduction to the fact that I do in fact have a cults page now, where you can go and buy things without having to contact me first, as a lot of people prefer to do it this method, given that it's a little bit faster. That being said, let's move on to the actual grip. So, features it has. It's a grip. I mean, if you get angry, you can throw it at somebody, I'm sure. But aside from that, don't do that. That's not encouragement. Aside from that, it is in essence just a piece of cosmetics. In this video, I will be showing you how to assemble it, so stay tuned. Now then, let's actually walk through some of its little details. So this is an almost one-to-one replica of what Daichi uses in G-Revolution. However, there is some caveats. Now, every time you see the grip, it changes shape, which is a common thing with G-Revolution and the original series as a whole. In any case, this is more of a compilation of every shot that you sort of get of the grip, as well as making it so it would be comfortable and 3D printable, which is a whole other task. But yes, this is straight out of the printer. There was no sanding or grinding or anything like that. So if you have a 0.4 nozzle and a 3D printer that's like the normal size, I dare say, you can get this yourself. You will also need the screws. I will go into more depth what screws are needed, but yes. This uses any standard right spin easy launcher inside, and you can obviously print it in whatever color you want. Speaking of colors, I was thinking of maybe making a God of War variant of this with all the runes and stuff like that to match the Leviathan axe. Let's see, if we reach 1,000 likes on this video, I'll do it. You guys gotta work for it, you know? You gotta show me that you want it. But yeah, so, I will now proceed to disassemble it fully to show you how to assemble it. So, yeah, let me just, boop. And here you have all the parts separated into, let's say, little groups. So, to make this easier, I will try and explain everything you need, screw sizes and all that, and assemble it on camera to make sure everybody can do it. Now then, you will need to print one of every thing that comes in this purchase, obviously. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. There's no repeated print, so you don't need to worry about that. The parts are as follows. You have the handle, top and bottom. You have what I call the egg. You have the gem. You have the launcher housing and the launcher housing cover. You have the launcher yourself, which, you know, you don't print this, but they're pretty easy to get. You have the X-head details, top and bottom, or top and bottom, there you go. And then you have the hatchet head 1, 2, 3, and what I believe to be the peg. I don't quite remember what the names are, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Additionally, you will need 4 M3 by 25 millimeter bolt screws, 3 M3 by 20 bolt screws. Again, these are all bolt screws. I'm not going to repeat that. 2 M3 by 16s, 2 M3 by 8, and 1 M3 by 6 screw. So, starting off with the assembly, you're going to start with getting the peg, putting it in the hole, giggity, grabbing the third part of the head, and putting it in. Now, mind you, there is a right way of putting it. There you go. It needs to continue the line. And then put on the second part of the head. Those of you that are printing this will probably wonder why some things are a certain position and everything. Please trust me when I say that everything that I've done is because it was the most optimal way of printing it. And if I could have done it any other way, I definitely would have. But yes, it took a lot of testing. It took, I kid you not, a whole kilo of filament to get to this point. over a kilo actually. I went through a whole kilo spool of filament, of an orange filament that I bought, and then some, to finally get here. Also, in case you were wondering what the color scheme is all about, considering that's not how it looks like in the show, I printed this in the color scheme that he uses in the Fierce Battle. Technically uses an easy custom grip there, but you know, I also didn't have the right colors and I can't really afford to buy new ones, so it's fine. After reaching this point, you will grab the egg and you will put it in the back like that, and then you're gonna put one of the screws over here and you are going to tighten it. I'm going to use you know, electrical machine, mostly because I'm afraid of how much I had to disassemble and assemble this in other projects that I'm going to develop severe arthritis. So yeah, though it's not required, I'm going to do it this way. There you go. Grab another of the M3x25s and put it on the other side. There you go. Grab a third of the M3x25s. However, now you will need the gem. Now, if you'll notice, the gem has a hole in the bottom. There you go, if I don't hit the camera. And you will screw this screw into the hole. So the screw will go through the entire thing and screw into the gem. So, you know, let's go do that now. This just guarantees that everything is in its place and doesn't really move. Now, after reaching this point, you are going to grab the launcher housing and you're going to put it like that, where these little parts here match the ones on the egg. These will be important later on, so keep that in mind. You're going to grab your launcher. I suggest going with a color similar to this part and the egg, because it just kind of how they did it in the show. It was all one color, so yeah. Then you're going to grab the launcher cover and you're going to put it on. And then you are going to get 2 M3x20 screws and you're gonna put them on like so and like so. Voila, pit stop. As you can see, if you are following this along, you will notice that this is one singular unit and there is no wobbles. The wobbles come from the actual launcher itself, which is normal because it kind of needs to have that in order to free spin. Or free spin. You know what I mean. But yeah, there should be no wobble in the head, from side to side, anything like that. Then you're going to grab the axe detail parts and you're gonna put them on there, the top one, and then the bottom one, which has the screw hole right there. You're gonna grab one of the M3x16 screws and you're gonna put it on there, and of course, as always, tight. Highly suggest you print this one in black, just kind of because it kind of hides the screw a little bit better. If you have black screws. If you have other color screws, you know. And as you've noticed, we are almost done. So as you can see, it's not very difficult to do. You are now going to grab the 2 parts of the handle. Doesn't matter. I'm going to start with the bottom, and you'll notice that if you line up, because it has little holes in the bottom, these will guarantee that there will be no shaking, and it's a strong mechanical connection. So after sandwiching the 2 parts, you are going to do the following. You're going to grab one of the M3x16 screws, and you're going to shove it down on back there, and you're going to tighten it. This is just to prevent any tearing. There you go. As you can see, you could honestly just leave it like that, but please attach everything just to make sure. We don't want any bad things happen. You're gonna take your last M3x25 screw and you're gonna put it on there. So it's the front. I did it this way just to make sure that everything gets tightened really well. There you go, as you can see. So, after reaching this point, you should be left with only 4 screws and only 4 slots, which are relatively easy to figure out what goes where, but still, this M3x6 screw, the smallest one, will go at the bottom right here, and you will tighten it, if I can find the hole. Man's biggest problem. Or maybe it's just me. Then you will grab your M3x20 screw, the last one as well. You're gonna shove it up in the back, and give it a little tight, there you go, and then your last M3 by 8 screws will go in the handle. And there you go, that's the grip complete. Now I do want to caution you on something. If you're going to be using electrical tools like I am, please be sure to be careful not to over tighten, or things like this and that can happen. I did this as a way to show people that these things can happen, and it is better to tighten with your hands. I totally didn't do this because it was the first time I used an electrical tool and I made a complete fool of myself. Don't worry about that. And yeah, to truly finish it though, you should wrap the handle with some cloth, like some gauze or something, which is what he does in the show. Some people have done this by actually modeling the cloth. I decided not to do it that way, as I thought it would be rather uncomfortable. So I think it's better for people to actually wrap it themselves with something they want, and that way is a little bit more customizable. But yeah, that's it for the Hatchet grip. Obviously you can put on your ripcord. And the grip would not be complete without Strata Dragoon V, the anime version. This is also another thing I have done. This is the anime version, or the anime accurate version I should say, which has some changes from the toy version, like being slimmer and having some different contact points, and as well as having the Burning Cerberus blade base, which was featured in episode of G Revolution. But yeah, there you go, right there. Tell me those two don't look beautiful together. I will give you a quick launch. I don't have a stadium here, so, but as you can see, it's just a normal launcher. Don't expect anything that's not, you know, the standard. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope this video was useful for all of you. I do want to inform you guys of one last thing. Let me just stop this because it's a little bit annoying having that clanking. Now I want to inform you guys that there is another project that I have associated to this grip, which is maybe, just maybe, yeah, you see where that's going? And if you guys want to see this being a reality, it's up to you to actually make it a reality by showing me support and telling me that you would indeed like to see a version of this that can be compatible with the Chimera. Maybe I'll throw in a little bit of a extra attachment, like having this whole Hatchet assembly attached onto there. But again, that's up to you guys. But yeah, that's everything I have for right now. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe as always, and do leave a comment stating your opinion on what you thought of the grip, the bay, and the possible sort of future plans I have for it, as well as letting me know what things you would like to see next. I should start uploading more, at least one time a week. We'll see how things go. I do have a lot of projects, so be sure to check out my cults page. And yeah, if everything goes well, I'll see you all next time. Take care.